Hey, I have been in the Army for a couple years now, 1 year down as of today as a platoon leader. So I just wanted to quickly talk about what I've learned as a platoon leader and yeah, some things that I wish I knew from the beginning. Essentially, one of the biggest pain points is property. Now, I've paid over $1,000 for equipment that my soldiers have either damaged or lost. The reason why is because I didn't sign it down to them in time. Um, I felt bad about that for some dumb reason. I had asked them what the previous lieutenant had done and certain things that weren't signed down to them. I didn't, although I wasn't comfortable with keeping it under my name, I essentially just rolled with it. And then what ended up happening is they're just stored in this giant Connex container that anybody can go in and out of. And then when things went missing, nobody raised their hand to say they did it, so I paid for it. That sucked. So while this job is all about soldiers and all about the people who are, so if you have people who are subordinate to you, I was told to look at it as the more people you have under you, the more people you serve as a leader. So you think of it as an inverse. Being nice to people, being kind to them, being respectful, and giving them dignity and respect has nothing to do with holding them accountable for things that are lost or broken. So this is an experiment in removing emotions from managing people that you're really close with. Because as a platoon leader, you're in the desert. So for me, I'm in the desert like half a month, every single month, 15 days essentially. We're together. We eat, sleep, hygiene, everything is with these soldiers. You know, I mean, we're talking 20-hour days of just standing by in a mission where you just sit in the vehicle and talk to them about families, about life goals, about everything. So you get very close to them. And they may hit you with a sense of, hey, you know, why do you want to charge me for this? Or, you know, I thought you trusted me with this equipment. Why are you signing it down to me? You don't have to sign it. This job gets you super close to service members, to soldiers, but you have to also not trust people in a weird way. And that part like bothers me so much. I've been given items. One time I was given this set. It's like a javelin, right? So I signed out for it, and the person wanting me to sign for it, the soldier had said, "Look, sir, people don't typically ask for the items inside of the box. They just sign for one whole box. Are you cool with that?" And I had just paid like $1,000 for a couple wires that went missing. One wire is $800. It's insane. So I told him, I was like, look, I'm not comfortable with this. I want to see every single item. Give me an itemized receipt. And it turned into a big thing of, hey, nobody's asked for this before. You're making a big deal out of it. But okay, fine, we'll do it. So within like 20 minutes, they provided a hand receipt to me with every single item. So we went through the box, and sure enough, a laser device was missing. So they removed it from a 1 to a 0. So I'm not accountable for that. Anyway, I returned the gear back. About 3 weeks later, I got a phone call. Hey, $5,000 worth of stuff is missing from that box. Do you have a receipt, a hand receipt, to prove that you did return everything? And I did. I had that hand receipt. I was about to get charged $5,000 for something that I didn't even touch, by the way. I didn't even use the Jav kit. One of my soldiers did, and then my soldier, we brought it back and signed it back. It's insane how quickly somebody could talk to you, be buddy with you, and then all of a sudden they're hitting you with a phone call that says, hey, do you have $6,000, $5,000 to pay for this? I know you probably didn't lose it, but sorry, sucks, but it's missing. That's the weird part about the military. The machine is loveless, it's heartless, it's just a machine. It's a bureaucratic, factory of red tape. That's very well known in the leadership world. That's what I was briefed at OCS. It's the soldiers, it's the service members that are valuable. It is the people that are the beating heart of the military. So it's important to walk in this dichotomy of both of these, to use a word that Jocko talks about. So the dichotomy there is that while it's a very structured machine with forms and SOPs and standards, there's also the human element. And so that's why they tell you in OCS, leadership is an art and it's a science. So the science of it are the numbers, the quantifiable metrics of what you're responsible for. Like, I'm signed out for $6.5 million worth of equipment. That is a metric, that is a scientific aspect of being a leader. However, the art is how you get buy-in from people around you, how you lead them in a way that's valid, that's sincere, that's genuine. I'm really bad at faking it, so I wear my heart on my sleeve. My facial expression shows my soldiers when I'm pissed off, when I'm tired, when I'm aggravated, when I'm happy. I don't hide that. I embrace my humanity. This is a human experience. Like, you're gonna be put in situations that are uncomfortable. It doesn't mean you stop. You conduct the mission, but I'm not gonna walk around like a clown with a smile on my face, like, hey, this is awesome. I'm gonna be real. This part sucks. The weekend is X amount of days away. Get through with this part and hunt the good stuff while you're in it. That's why I'm doing graduate school while I'm in the military, and I'm paying out of pocket for that. The GI Bill is gonna pay for my second master's that I'm gonna start next year. So I'm right now sending applications out. I'm constantly trying to inspire my soldiers to seek out education, to better themselves, to not just sit around in environments that may not be rewarding at all and go through the Groundhog Day of the day in and day out routine. Because my life just centers around in garrison while I'm on the base. It's just maintenance. Are the soldiers PMCSing vehicles, making sure the vehicles drive? There's no oil leaks, there's no missing air filters, there's no broken items, blackout lights, anything we do for night movements with the convoy, make sure all that stuff is secure. And then when we go out into the desert, it's just straight up, we're going on mission sets that are changing every 5 minutes. And so you have to just embrace the uncertainty and try to stay positive, try to stay real as much as possible. I work out a ton, as much as I can to alleviate my stress. The hardest part of the military for me is I'm on a remote base in the middle of nowhere. My jiu-jitsu gyms, I train at, I've said it before, at Victory, where Jocko trains, and that's my therapy, is training with these dudes. There's a lot of veterans there that I roll with. There's a lot of black belts who are giving me one-on-one guidance, which is awesome, and that's my relief. I'm not drinking alcohol, I'm not partying, I don't go to Vegas, I don't do all the stuff that I could do. I'd rather just go do jiu-jitsu and then be by the beach. So being here in the military, I don't have many ways to let out steam. Just working out and doing grad school is it. And then I look forward to the weekends. And there's a sergeant major at Fort Benning who told us to get away from the Army as much as possible. Get out of the base you're at, go stay with family, go stay with friends, go be around people who recharge your batteries. So it is an extremely exhausting job, especially for me as an introvert. I'd rather be listening to an audiobook and chilling on my own, working out, than sitting in a group of 40 people just all the time. There's no privacy. It's super loud, a lot of stimulation around you, a lot of environmental stimuli, and people just hanging out. It's just a big hangout sometimes. There's a lot of hurry up and wait. So that's the life, but I joined it for a sense of exposure therapy, to push myself out of my comfort zone. I wasn't sure if I'd be staying for a few years or for a lot of years, but for me, I'm going to be getting out next year. I'm just doing my 3-year contract, and then I will look into the reserves, potentially some other branches, and then looking to apply my eventual second master's and doctorate in psychology as a means of helping with the DoD sector. So that's my update. It is 1 year as a platoon leader. I'm still going strong with a few more months left, I'm sure. Probably until I get out, I'll be a PL. But if you have any questions about what it's like, I'll let you know. They call it living in a fishbowl for a reason. So anywhere you are, anything you do, you're surrounded by dozens of soldiers who are just looking at you and assessing you and seeing what mood you're in, seeing how physical you are, seeing how motivated you are. There's just, again, if you're an introvert and you join the military, especially as an officer, just be wary of the fact that you're going to need to find places where you can recharge. And so that's my little spiel on it. So, all right, send me any questions you got. And if you want to DM me on Instagram, the handle 6-Figure Couch Surfer. All right, bye.